afternoon, everybody. We're here now for the 3:30 afternoon session of FRC Live, the opportunity for you to ask whatever kind of question you want and hopefully get a real good answer for it. This afternoon, the topic that we selected was behind the scenes at FRC. The hope was that I'd probably try to let you in on all the things that we did in order to try to make this season more successful than some of the seasons in the past. Some of the things, just so that you're aware, we're always trying to do continuous improvement, and we continuously work with our engineering team, which is accompanying us here this weekend to make sure that everything works extremely well. But we noticed last year that we ended up having two different types of radios. Based on the data we had, those two radios were supposed to be 100% compatible. Well, they sort of were until you tried to link them up to the field in sequence, and we found out very quickly that those two radios were not totally 100% compatible. So what we did this year is we issued every team a brand new radio. And one of the reasons that we thought that was going to work very, very well is in some of our off-season events, we know that a lot of teams go and do off-season events during the summertime. We ended up taking those radios to the off-season events, rigging them on the robots, and testing them to make sure 100% that we would be successful this year with the radio link-up. And I think we've not had that issue come back and plague us again as it did last year. As I mentioned, we're trying to do beta testing internally. This year, for the first time, we ran 2 week zero events. In the past, we would go down to Connecticut and we would end up running a week zero event. A week zero event is the weekend before robots ship. We would take an FRC field and let the teams in a local area basically run on the field. And we would, make sure that all of the systems on the field were debugged from not only a physical standpoint, but also that the scoring system worked and that the field management system worked. There's good things and there's bad things. The good thing is that we do get a chance to physically test the field, and we get a chance to test the scoring system and field management system. The downside is that robots are not completely ready to go, and we sometimes don't end up seeing all the configuration of robots that you're going to see during the course of the entire competition season. This year, like I said, we did 2 of them, and I think we had some very positive results, and next year we're very, very prepared to make sure that we do 2 again. As we continue to go forward, FRC is talking about doing potentially more district-type events, and we're looking at trying to forward position some of our FRC fields. Some of that happens now. This year in New Jersey, we ended up taking one of our FRC fields and actually keeping it in New Jersey so they could use it in the off-season. And we sent some folks down to upgrade the field so that we could have it available for the competition season in 2011. Based on the data that I'm getting, it seemed like that worked very, very well. The upside is that this will enable more of our FRC fields to be out there in the field and enable teams to take better advantage of having that asset out there. Some of the things we have to be very careful about is making sure that those fields are well taken care of, well protected, and we're trying to recruit more and more FTAs, first technical advisors, locally from the regions. The hope is that by having local FTAs, as we continue to do this, they'll be able to take care of that field. They'll be able to groom it. They'll be able to make sure that if we do end up deploying it with the scoring system, that scoring system will be taken care of and used appropriately. Some of the other things that we did this year to try to improve the quality was we ended up having more key volunteer training. Normally we have the FTAs come up and spend a weekend up at First Headquarters, and we have them set up specific portions of the field and go through the field management system, go through the scoring system, and really get a very, very good understanding of any changes that are going to be occurring during the course of the season. We did that this year not only with the FTAs, we also did that with the lead robot inspectors. Now, we did not do that last year. We did it the year before because of the new C-RIO. And we think that last year we ended up having a few more robot problems and a little bit more issues that we did not see this year, nor did we see in 2009. So the intent is in the future to continue to try to have the lead robot inspectors come up and train with us so that they become very, very familiar with the robot control system before we end up launching the season. We're even having discussions with Aiden about possibly bringing up the referees, or at least the head referees, and working with them very closely before the season starts. Once again, to try to make sure that all of the calls are identical or at least very, very close, and we have uniformity throughout FRC. Another thing that we did this year that hopefully impacted the quality of Week 1 events is we limited to only 4 Week 1 events. And we double-teamed most of our technical support staff on all of the Week 1 events to guarantee that we ended up being successful. And I guess I'll get feedback from everybody as we go forward, but based on the limited feedback that I have right now, I think that worked, and it worked very well. The other thing is we were trying to double-team the big events, the 64-team events, some of the events that were occurring in areas that may have had some difficulty or areas that maybe didn't have some of the control system advisors, so that we could end up trying to guarantee more and more success. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk to you right now as far as what has happened in the past season with FRC and some of the things we've done to hopefully improve quality and make the season flow a little bit stronger and a little bit better. What I wanted to do is go on and make a few announcements just so people are aware of some things, and then we'll get into questions. As you can see, this morning session I mentioned that we had blue slips here, and you could certainly fill out and put questions in the box. Well, I got a whole bunch of questions, and a lot of them are very similar, but I'll get to those in just a second, and then we'll ask questions from the audience. I did want to make an announcement about the NASA machine shops. Certainly wanted to thank all of the folks from NASA, and if you get a chance to go over and have your robot worked on in the machine shops, thank these guys because they're volunteering their time to come here and help us to keep these robots running. So just wanted to let everybody know that we do have the 3 NASA machine shops over there, and they're a very, very important part of this event. We do have Scholarship Row, which is back over in this way. Nancy Rosenberg is running Scholarship Row, and she's always looking for folks to come by and see about all the $14 to $15 million in scholarships that we have. So if you get a chance, encourage your teammates to go over and check it out. One of the things that have been brought to my attention recently is down in through this area, the track area between here, the pits, and the dome floor, we seem to have some people who are setting up tables or scouting tables or something. You're not going to be able to do that, so we're going to start policing that and make sure that you do not end up setting up tables in that area. And I think that's it for the announcements.